Hi, my name's Eva Silva, and I'm here today because I absolutely have to share with you this book that I've recently read, Hemp Bound, Dispatches from the Front Lines of the Next Agricultural Revolution by the witty and wise Mr. Doug Fine. First off, I want to say no one hired me to do this, not getting paid. It's just packed with information, valuable information, that can change not only my life, your life, the lives of millions of people, anyone who gets their hand on this. Second, I want to give big props and much respect to everyone who's been grinding away on the road to legalization of industrial hemp for much longer than I have. This book is dog-eared and underlined and highlighted like crazy, but let's dive in. I got a lot to share with you. In Hemp Bound, Doug Fine convincingly describes the proven value and amazing potential of the non-psychoactive variety of the cannabis plant. You can eat it, drink it, read it, tie it, wear it, drive it, live in it, and make money growing it, all while saving the soil and protecting the climate. This is an important story, engagingly told. It's not an exaggeration to say that in humanity's 8,000-year relationship with the hemp plant, this past year has been the most impactful one since the first Paleolithic hunter with blistered feet noticed that hemp's fibers made a stronger sandal than the leading brand. America's worst policy since segregation, cannabis prohibition, is ending. It lasted 77 years. Banning hemp cultivation is like banning wheat. It's a surreal policy, absolutely 100% baseless. What is hemp? And why are there so many misconceptions about it? Let's find out. Hemp includes all varieties of the cannabis genus that contain negligible amounts of THC. In other words, you cannot get high off of it. You won't have a false positive on a drug test or anything like that. That's the #1 misconception. It is synonymous, as we've said, with industrial cannabis, and in fact has been used in industry for so long that linguists can actually trace when and where key language changes occurred based on a culture's word for the plant. Originating in Central Asia, hemp has a 4 to 6 month growing cycle and has been successfully cultivated on every continent except Antarctica. Mature plants range from 2 to 12 feet tall depending on the variety, and there are many varieties. There are 2 main reasons the plant is important to humanity. It feeds us and it protects us. The seed oil is an incredibly nutritious protein and mineral-rich source of essential fatty acids, and the fiber is freakishly strong. When you slice a hemp stalk in half, you'll see, nestled in a snug hollow tube, a long string-like band running the length inside. This is hemp's famous bast fiber. Cultivated correctly, it's stronger than steel. So when I say hemp protects us, I mean it has done so from the time of our earliest and still most durable clothing and shelter, right up to our next generation body armor. Okay, so now as I rattle off all the hempsters' favorite historical uses for hemp, you'll know the reasons why. Thomas Jefferson famously wrote his Declaration of Independence draft on hemp paper, and Betsy Ross's first flag was made from the plant. Early Virginia colonists were ordered to cultivate industrial cannabis and could even pay their taxes with harvest shares. Imagine that. More recently, a 1938 Popular Mechanics article that's become legendary among hemp boosters called hemp the billion-dollar crop and extolled its bafflingly strong fibers, 25,000 industrial uses, half a dozen which this book actually looks at. In 1942, the US Navy was desperate for the strongest ropes they could find. Somehow we were out of hemp ropes, which they'd relied on. So the United States Department of Agriculture quickly shot and released a passionately pro-hemp documentary, a classic of short-form propaganda. The film begs farmers to plant as much hemp as possible yesterday. It's called Hemp for Victory.
This plant had been grown for cordage and coarse cloth in China and elsewhere in the East.
All of this is most elegantly expressed in that Shinto coronation ceremony. The message is, bring the hemp with you. It's what anthropologists call a camp follower. It was toted nearly everywhere as humans traipsed around the globe. So I've been a fan of industrial hemp for a long time, but after reading this book, it's even more clear to me that industrial hemp, with its 25,000 plus applications, can only benefit our lives in every possible way, from our nutrition to our country as a whole, financially and environmentally, agriculturally. And I know you'll agree once you read it.